Hey everyone, it's Michael here with another episode of First Play, the series where we take a look at games for the first time and discuss design. Today we're looking at You Are the Wormhole, which is a web-based game created using the Game Toolkit Stencil by Alex Senwald. It's described as part personality test and part text adventure. So let's check out what it means to be a wormhole. Alright, we've got our wormhole. You were born a long time ago. Press X to continue. I'm curious if I can hit enter. Nope. Alright, I'm pressing X. Centuries pass. The universe expands. You spin. And yeah, so I'm curious that the first couple of things are enter, but then you have to use X to continue. But that's mentioned in the web page, but it's strange that enter and X can't just be the same thing. But we'll see if there's a reason for that as we come in. You feel a little lonely. Okay. And we've got a unknown ship appearing. Hail ship. Select a choice with up and down arrows. Okay. How's the wormhole hailing the ship? We will leave them alone. The unknown ship leaves without incident. Alright. We're getting a thumbs up. Is this positive reinforcement? The ship leaves some vapor. Interesting. Press enter. It's been many years since anyone's visited. That's... okay, X. You wonder at the shyness of your youth. It seems frivolous in retrospect. You feel lonely again. Okay. Oh, we've got a bird coming. Unknown ship appears. Yes, let's hail the bird. Quack! What do you want to say? Try to intimidate its speech. Who are you? Quack! Quack, quack, quacks. Cooking? Sorry, I didn't catch that. Duck accent. Okay. So you're a duck. Actually, I'm a goose, but I was raised by ducks and some chickens. Mostly ducks, though. Super confusing, I know. It is confusing. What happened to your goose parents? Poor things probably got sucked up into one of those horrid black holes. Wait a second. The geese were good to me? I'm not sure if I follow that part. Let's see. I'm glad to hear that. Top-notch stuff. He must go now. Okay. Not a chance. So I'm curious to what my objective is here. Do I actually get to suck anything into the black hole? Is that the negative response? Alright, this seemed to be a positive thing again. Leaves you an egg. Alright, not sure what I'd do with these objects yet, if anything. See, and here's the press enter again. So, an eon goes by. Travelers are so rare now, you can almost feel the universe growing away from you. You are very lonely, again. And not sure what this is. This is certainly an unknown ship. Maybe another time. Goodbye. Oh, this seems bad. Frowny faces. Leaves me a nuisance. It looks like a dog crossed with a germ. Okay. Not sure what that caused. The universe is dying. Oh, that's not good. You cling to fragments of conversations you had lifetimes ago. almost nothing left but loneliness. Oh, here's another animal. A known ship appears. How come my only options are no? I'll take the second no. Oh, is this the nuisance? I bet this is the nuisance. Do I ignore the nuisance? Problem with my comm system. What do you want to say? Let's ask him what he's doing here. Thought I'd check in on us. I look great. That's good. I don't wear shirts. I'm Wormhole. Alright. So, getting married next month. Crazy, right? Congratulations. So I'm trying to see if I'm reading too deep into this or not. But, spinning and such. Full-time job. I'm wondering where the other end of the wormhole is, too. I'll just tell him I'm behind on my work, right? That's a good excuse. Alright, so the known ship leaves. And we say goodbye. And that was a good response. Okay. It leaves me a old photo. It's very abstract in the text adventure sense of figuring out progress, but this does not look good graying out. So I'm wondering if this is a fixed set of questions. I spin one last time. That doesn't sound good. I lived for billions of years. During that time I collected vapor, an egg, a nuisance, and an old photo. Surprised I remembered all that. I was bold. Okay. Do I click try again? Yeah, so now I've got clicking and... or maybe it's just a single click, I don't know. I tried clicking on try again. The interactions between enter, X, and clicking are a little mismatched, but that's fine. This is very philosophical. So I'm going to try one more time here and see if I get a different outcome. And so we'll see how that pans out. I'm not going to read the text too much, well, at least the known text, because we know that the wormhole is spinning. But yeah, it's interesting to see what has come with different web games of all sorts. You know, having text adventures or, you know, even action games. The web has really kind of diversified and become its own platform. Let's try hailing the ship this time. No response. Yes. Just being friendly, right? Is that a face? That seems like a bad choice, but let's find out what happens. Oh yeah, it is a face on the bottom of the ship. That's Gus. We use his brain to steer. Alright, that's futuristic. But yeah, it does sound painful for him. Reminds me of that Doctor Who episode with the city in space. Poor Gus. Brain rights activist. Interesting. Okay, that was amusing. But apparently that's a bad response. The smiley drops are back. But, oh, some trash. Uh-oh. But yeah, it's really interesting to see where web games have come from, you know, just straight HTML and hyperlinks to, you know, the Java applets and ActiveX controls of the 90s, and the ups and downs of Flash having big boons and swelling back down and then back up again as a multi-platform toolkit, and being used by toolkits like Stencil here to export to the web. So yeah, it's been really curious to see how that's evolved and what the future is really pushing in terms of HTML5 and just having the power in the browser to create games, and what the development of that looks like. I still feel like it's to do a native HTML game is still a lot of work compared to some other game development platforms and other things. But then again, there's a lot of these toolkits like Stencil, and I know there's others. I think GameMaker can export to the web too. So there's a lot of these other toolkits that have been popping up that allow lots of different types of people to create games, not just people with a programming background, and to do more artistic works like this, and really think about how you can convey ideas, and not just like things were in the past with books and pictures and even movies, but with really interactive things where your choices can convey something and have an effect on your outcome, right? That's the big difference with games as a medium, is that you become part of the story. Obviously in a text adventure it's one of the key components, but with any game, you as a player contribute to the world that you're in, and that shapes your experience. And then we've even seen things evolve. Not doing well this second time around with the alternate choices, but this leads to other mediums, just like what I'm doing now on YouTube, and talking about playing games, or even as others do in social circles, you talk about that experience in that game you played. Either what did you do in Minecraft, or the popular game of the moment, what was that story that you created, and you convey that story that you had with others, and that becomes an even a different medium. So I think that's really where games get their huge potential from, and why I feel that there's still so much more to explore there, because I think we've only scratched the surface. And here we are playing a game about being a wormhole and interacting with the space debris and aliens and things. So how does that really shape the future? I think we're not, it's going to be hard to say, but it's going to be really interesting to see what becomes of it, and what new projects are out there, because new things like this pop up every month, and it's always exciting to see what that is. So this time I'm going to talk to this ship. What a beautiful ship. How could someone not like a compliment about their ship? So I'm very curious about the motivations behind this game. What drove this as a project, and there might not be much behind it. There might be a story, but I think that story behind the story is always an interesting aspect, and that's another thing I find fascinating with games, is just sometimes the creation of the game itself is a story, and has molds not only the game and the experience that the players have, but the people making it. It's such a different experience to how things have been built in the past, and how other things, any other types of things have been built, because you have all these different skills that need to come together to create a game. You have the artistic skills, you have the technical skills, you have the creative skills, and the logical skills, and you need a little bit of everything to actually create something magnificent. And it can be hard for a single person or a group, and having collaboration. So that's really a huge aspect of what I think makes games really interesting. And how they just flourish. Wow, okay, he found... I forgot to actually look at the question, but I just started hitting X as I was hitting things. So that's the other thing is, do people read text adventures? Or, there's been a lot of, I find that in RPGs and dialogue, sometimes you're skipping through, and I think I mentioned that in another video too with Zelda, where the repeat is the default option, and you get stuck listening to dialogue for a while. But I'm curious if this is a code for anything. Meditation technique. Sure, I'm listening, right? Always closed-minded. Uh-oh. What are you doing here? I'll try and be nice to this guy this time, right? I look great. Perfect. But yeah, there's a lot of those game makers out now, and I think some are more successful than others. I think I've tried a couple of them, and I think for a lot of the things I've tried to do, you can hit the limits for certain things pretty quick outside of their kind of templated experiences, but you can do a lot with them too. I think that's the other part of the creative aspect, as if you are not sure how to do the start from scratch in a game and build one with just the existing technologies that let you do that, having a toolkit that suddenly opens up that possibility, you realize that, hey, I can start to figure this out and create something and really make something beautiful. The artwork in here is really fun to see, and it's really nice twist on the text adventure. Though again, I'm still trying to get the philosophical meaning behind what we're going. It's like, is it a personality test? Is there an objective? Let me tell him to kind of trying to do opposite questions to see what the result is this time around. But yeah, it's really changed the atmosphere and really let a lot of people create games with these great ideas that wouldn't have normally been able to do so 5-10 years ago. So I think that's really exciting to see is what can actually come out of things and what can be brought to the table, and that inspires everyone else in the community to push new limits and do other things. Oh, so I got the old photo again. So I'll put the website address for this game below if you want to try your own personality test and see what type of wormhole you are. But this is hosted up on a site called itch.io, and I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but it's a pretty neat independent web portal / store for hosting these types of games and also game downloads, and so people can it's kind of like a Steam sort of thing, but it's there's kind of very much a low barrier to entry. People can put their games up here, have their collections, and have them either free with donation support or have charge a price to download it, or people can even donate more, kind of like the crowdfunding models you see. So it's an interesting site. And today I'm a gloomy wormhole. Bold and gloomy, it seems. But that's going to be today's episode of First Play. A little different, a little bit deeper talk into the other side of gaming, through the glass wall, I guess, in some ways. But hope you find it interesting, a different change of pace, and if you're enjoying my series and what I'm doing and want me to try playing other games or even have a say in what I'm playing, check out my Patreon page. I've always got the link to that below, and support me there, and be happy to talk to anyone about games. It's what I love to do. So enjoy your day. We'll see you next time.